Donald Trump is going to bomb California on Saturday. Look at me. This is real. You're looking at me? Okay, good. I need you to understand I'm not joking. Trump administration and Newsom feud over planned live fire military event. On Saturday, in honor of the Marines' 250th birthday, Donald Trump plans on closing, I-5, a massive highway in California, and firing live missiles from a warship in the Pacific Ocean to hit Camp Pendleton in California. So he wants to bomb us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. This coincidentally is happening during the No Kings protest. You know what this is. This is a show of force. This is Trump slapping his dick on the table and saying, look how many bootlicking cuck generals I have. If I ask them to bomb U.S. soil, they will. And you guys think that your No Kings protest is going to do anything? I have bombs. That's what this is. This is Donald Trump threatening the entire American public with our military, my military, your military, not his. They take an oath to the Constitution, to democracy, not to the fucking fat bastard in the Oval Office. I can't believe I even have to cover this. Meanwhile, the government is still shut down for the fourth week in a row because MAGA Mike Johnson refuses to release the Epstein files. And also, don't forget, the GOP just wants to take away the health care of 16 million Americans because they couldn't give less of a shit if you lived or died as long as you pay your fucking taxes. So yeah, we have a lot to cover. Oh, speaking of, there is a woman who won her congressional district seat, and the GOP refuses to confirm her as a congresswoman because if she's confirmed, that gives the Democrats the 218 votes that they need to release the Epstein files. The literal only reason why, A, the government is shut down, and B, MAGA Mike Johnson will not confirm this woman is because if she's confirmed, the Epstein files will be released, or granted, a redacted version of the Epstein files, because we'll never get like an unredacted version. There's too many elected officials on the Democrats and the Republicans. There's too many royal family members from the UK and Saudi Arabia. There's too many celebrities. There's too many people on it. So they no matter what, it will always be a redacted version of it. But yeah, so MAGA Mike Johnson is defending the most prevalent and most famous pedophile ring in human history because our perfect and humble Führer is on every single page. This isn't because Donald Trump was part of a honeypot operation. No, this is because Donald Trump ran a sex trafficking ring and his accomplice was Jeffrey Epstein. Where do you think Epstein learned how to do this? From Donald. Trump modeling agency? T modeling agency? No, that literally Donald ran that shit. Anyway, I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. I'm not live today because I have to go very soon, but this news is too fucking crazy for me to not cover it. So we're going to do a quick dive into this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing and it helps me immensely. If you want to support the channel financially, please do. This is what real independent media looks like, okay? I have no funding, no advertisers, no billionaire, no government, right? So if you want to help me out, a couple of ways you can do it. You can buy merch like the Democratic Socialist poster behind me. We got the Constitution mug. We got new merch coming out soon. You can go down below and use the 40% off discount code for Ground News, which none of you motherfuckers have done in like a month. You can hit the thanks button to tip me directly. You can click the join button to become a member, which will give you access to member-only content and member-only emotes. And last but not least, you can become a patron on Patreon and get access to the Patreon-only content. But without further ado, let's start covering this breaking news that the President of the United States of America wants to bomb the United States of America. Trump regime and Newsom feud over planned live-fire military event. An event this weekend set to be attended by Vice President J.D. Vance prompted concerns over whether it would be necessary to temporarily shut down a major California highway. The United States Marine Corps announced a live-fire exercise will take place Saturday in Southern California to celebrate its 250th anniversary at an event to be attended by Vice President J.D. Vance, sparking a dispute with California Governor Gavin "Gruesome" Newsom over whether it will be necessary to temporarily shut down a nearby major highway. Newsom, in a Wednesday night social media post, called the event a, quote, vanity parade, claiming that, quote, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance think that shutting down Interstate 5 to shoot out missiles from ships is how you respect the military. It is literally a vanity parade. I would like to also point out the fact that we're still in a government shutdown, which means not a single one of those 15,000 Marines who will be at this event will be paid for it. So for any active duty watching this, bro, you're being used as a prop in a play. You're not even a character in the play. You're a fucking prop. Okay, and they're gonna vet all you Marines are gonna vet you to make sure you're actually humble to the Fuhrer, and that you're not fat, and that you're white, and that so that you can be in the background of the video. I mean, that's all this is. We talked about this before. Every time we watch something live, right, regarding the government, it looks weird, it looks stupid, but then you remember that they have like 10 DSLR cameras, and they got an editing team, and they're gonna create banger propaganda out of all of this. We saw this when Trump had like a B-2 fly over the White House, and we all watched it live. We're like, this is fucking stupid and a waste of money. And then like a week later, you see on whitehouse.gov, you see the propaganda footage with the badass music and then the shot from below and the like that's what this is. It's a way to get dumb himbo 15-year-old fucking chuds to turn into loyalists for the regime so that when the time comes, they will fight and die for the Fuhrer. That is quite literally what all of this is for. Hours after gruesome Newsom's post, however, the United States Marine Corps issued a press release on the anniversary events that said, quote, no public highways or transportation routes will be closed, and that, quote, all training events will occur on approved training ranges and comport with established safety protocols. Listen, I almost think you should shut down the highway if you're going to be firing live fucking missiles. Could you imagine? What is this, Iran? Could you imagine you're on the fucking FDR and you're in bumper to bumper and you start to hear and you're like, what the fuck is that? And you look up and there's a goddamn Hellfire missile with the fucking American flag with a swastika on it saluting, going, what's up, pussy? And it flies over your fucking head and it bombs the nearest military base, and all of the toothless hicks in this nation go, yeah, we blew it up. It's our fucking base. It's our fucking soil. You stupid inbred fuck. Oh my god, dude. I'm actually gonna crash the fuck out over this. In a subsequent statement to the Washington Post on Thursday, Newsom's office said they were, quote, relieved the White House backed off its plans to shut down a major interstate. Quote, now that I-5 will stay open, we hope the Trump regime applies that same common sense to reopening the federal government. The Post has not confirmed whether there had been plans for live ordinances to be fired over the interstate, nor whether the Trump regime had been planning to shut down the freeway for exercise. Saturday's military showcase at Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton near San Diego is set to be attended by Vance, the first Marine Corps veteran to serve as a vice president. I love when they call Vance a Marine Corps veteran because that fucking pussy was a pencil pusher. He didn't see combat once. And yes, I understand plenty of people in the military never see fucking combat. Actually, the overwhelming majority of the military never sees fucking combat. But why are we flexing that the VP was a Marine when there are actual Marines who've done actual badass shit and not this fucking balloon-carrying fucking spinning hat doofus? The show of force is set to take place on the same day anti-Trump demonstrations are they're not anti-Trump demonstrations. They are pro-democracy demonstrations. No Kings is not about we hate Trump. No Kings is about we love America. We love democracy. And that fat orange fuck is a threat to both. Anyway, let's keep reading. Trump held a military parade in Washington on the same day the No Kings protests were held in June. This is what the motherfucker does. It hurts his ego. It hurts his fragile ego, so he had to throw his own big party. See, I have more people come to my party than your party. Oh my God, that's the president. The back and forth over the ramifications of Saturday's events marks the latest in a public feud between Newsom, a potential 2028 Democratic presidential candidate. You think, oh my God, you think there's going to be a fucking election? Let me just imagine for a second. I'm Stephen Miller, and I lose the election. Trump does. Oh no, guys, we lost the ballots. I guess we gotta go. I guess we gotta leave the White House. We didn't get enough ballots. Well, Donald Trump. Oh, after counting the ballots, it looks like I lost. So I guess this is it. Thank you very much. Are you fucking stupid? Donald Trump. You think Donald Trump is going to let a ballot tell him what to do? And the thing is, we already know. We already know, because guess what he tried to do in 2020? He tried to violently overthrow the United States government through a fraudulent electorate scheme. The motherfucker already tried to overthrow the government, and you think this time, when he's got vindication and revenge in his blood, you think this time he'll just roll over and allow a ballot to tell him what to do? Are you fucking out of your mind? Maybe we will walk through an election. Maybe we'll walk through the motions and we'll have voting day, but your ballot ain't gonna be fucking counted properly. Are you out of your fucking mind, bro? Anybody who doesn't vote for Trump, your ballot's going straight into a fucking shredder. Be so for real. Oh, the Marine Corps release states that Camp Pendleton, quote, will host a live fire amphibious capabilities demonstration to celebrate the Marine Corps' 250th birthday and the country's semi-quincentennial. The release described the demonstration as training activities that would showcase military readiness and would feature integrated Navy and Marine Corps operations across air, land, and sea. The White House also pushed back on assertions Wednesday by the governor's office about the potential closure of Interstate 5, one of the busiest roads in the country. A spokesman for Newsom suggested missiles could be launched during the ceremony from the ocean over the highway into parts of the base's 125,000 acres. Responding to the claims from Newsom's office on social media, Will Martin, Vance's communications director, wrote, quote, "This is fake news. The Marine Corps said they are not shutting down the I-5 highway and that the event at Camp Pendleton is a training exercise." Do you need to fire live missiles into my nation as a training exercise? Hold on, I thought we had bases in, 95% of the countries on planet Earth? I'm pretty sure we have created our own islands, okay, in the Pacific. Why the fuck do you need to launch live missiles into my country as a training exercise, into your country? Yo, deadass, you know what the craziest part is? There's some soldier out there who's gonna have to fucking click that button. There's some Marine, one of you is gonna have to actually deadass fire that fucking missile at California. How are you gonna feel when you're done with that? I know odds are you're never gonna watch this, but how are you gonna feel? You're just following orders, right? You're just following orders. Jesus Christ. The governor's office also criticized the Trump regime over what it called, quote, an absurd show of force and totally uncalled for during a government shutdown when members of the military cannot even get a paycheck. Over the weekend, Trump ordered Defense Department officials to repurpose money to make Wednesday's payroll for members of the military during the ongoing shutdown. It's not clear whether military members would continue to receive paychecks beyond Wednesday should the government shutdown stretch further. Saturday's showcase will be included in a national primetime broadcast to air November 9th, according to the Marine Corps. So, while you and the rest of the patriots are going to be out protesting, the fucking Trump regime, protesting and trying to defend American democracy, trying to make our voices heard, well, Donald will take that as an opportunity to make his voice heard. And his voice is war. His voice is death. His voice is missiles. That's his voice. You know what our voice is? Frog costumes. That's our fucking voice. A whole bunch of fucking foobie idiots in frog costumes going up to ICE while these fucking fascist Nazis are dressed like they're going to invade Kandahar, and they're gonna face down with some fucking douchebag in a frog costume going, this is the army you're up against? Hey, this is what you're so afraid of? And then, of course, as we've seen, the ICE agents will locate the one air hole in your frog costume just to fucking asphyxiate you with bear spray. Anybody else been wondering why the Proud Boys and Patriot Front and other white supremacist groups haven't been having public rallies lately? When they had been having rallies all the time as of late. My theory is they're all at work now. They're all employed now. They don't have time for their rallies because they are the masked Gestapo thugs, the deputized Nazis patrolling our streets, demanding to see paperwork, proof of citizenship, and even when you provide it, they call it fake, throw you in a fucking unmarked vehicle, take you to an undisclosed location, tell nobody, and throw your ass into a fucking death camp until you go missing like the 1,200 missing detainees at Alligator Auschwitz. You want me to stop calling you Nazis? Stop fucking being Nazis. Thank you very much for tuning into the Valenti VOD. I'm sorry I'm not live, and I'm sorry this is a short one, but do me one last favor and click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers.